The special broadcast went live a few days ago, and we've been able to obtain some official information about Lynae, who will be in the first phase of version 3.0. So this will be my pre-release analysis where I'll go over everything covered in the livestream footage, including the ones that you might have missed, in addition to the hints that Kuro Games has provided so far to help us determine her best teams, damage potential, weapon options, and finally my pull recommendations to help you decide and get an idea of what to expect when she officially drops in the game. Let's begin with Lynae's playstyle. From the livestream footage, her playstyle or Forte circuit seems to be heavily focused on aerial combat with a built-in roller skates that she can activate by boosting herself to hit the enemy after doing basic attacks to regenerate Forte stacks. Think of it as Galbarena doing basic attacks to generate stacks, which is needed for her to enter the Demon Hypostasis mode to do damage. The roller skates will certainly be one of the best ways to explore Lynae Roy, since it's capable of even climbing walls, but everyone gets a free motorbike for exploration, so it's not something that heavily influences her pull value from an objective point of view. And I'm really glad that Kuro is not paywalling tools for exploration, making sure that we get the best experience possible for free. At this part of the footage, you can see that instead of falling on the ground, she performed 3 separate aerial movements after skating around for some time, and it was actually confirmed by the devs that she can regenerate special stacks or special Forte stacks while skating, which can be used to perform those 3 separate aerial movesets to do damage. But there might be other ways to get stacks much more quickly and do damage at the same time, because skating around while doing nothing just to build stacks does not seem quite optimal per my first impressions. After performing the 3 aerial movesets, she generates a rainbow and takes selfies, which looks kinda cute. After the rainbow is generated, she can plunge down to do damage, which will most likely be where majority of her damage comes from because of how flashy it looks and all the steps that you have to go through just to use it. She also has some special mechanics called Toon Rapture Interfered and Toon Strain Interfered. These are 2 separate effects that you can choose on the talent or skill screen right here. The name of these mechanics is a dead giveaway that Lynae's kit will be tied to the off-tune mechanic that will be implemented in version 3.0 for every character. This works by building off-tune level, which is this gauge right here, and when it's full, the enemy enters this special state where you can press a button to use the Toon Break skill, which does physical damage and depletes a decent amount of the enemy's vibrational strength. Hence, the Toon Rapture Interfered and Toon Strain Interfered mechanics built into Lynae's kit will only take effect when you perform Toon Break after Lynae applies Toon Rapture and Toon Strain Shifting, which was confirmed in the livestream. It's actually easier to think of this as something similar to negative status effects like Aero Erosion, Spectrofrazzle, and Havoc Bane, which will grant you different effects like buffs, but only if you use the Toon Break skill on an enemy that has Toon Strain Shifting or Toon Rapture Shifting. So if the enemy had Toon Rapture Shifting applied on them by Lynae, triggering a Toon Break skill will cause Toon Rapture Interfered, and vice versa. But we don't really know what Toon Strain Interfered and Toon Rapture Interfered actually do, and that will determine the role that Lynae plays in your team building. However, based on the confirmation by the devs that different interfered states will grant different buffs to resonators, highly suggests that Lynae will be similar to Phoebe, who can be a damage dealer in the Absolution state and a support in the Confession state. So that gives us a reason to expect Lynae to do decent damage and be a stable buffer for future characters whose kits are centered around the off-tune system. Team building. The devs did not showcase any team compositions with Lynae as they usually do during live streams to give us an idea of the type of buffs that she needs to do damage, and we also didn't get any hints about her damage type from Tower of Adversity resets. But Kuro has a good track record of releasing DPS or hybrids with easily accessible 4-star buffers before the Abend slot teammates gets released, like Galbarena before Choyan, because Murtefi was easily accessible, and you could even get more of his copies on the Galbarena banner in case you don't have most of his sequences. With that said, Sanwa seems to be the only one that stands out among the 4 stars on Phase 1 and Phase 2 banners, and the new echo called Twin Nova Nebulous Cannon further confirms that Sanwa will be the best easily accessible buffer for Lynae based on this description right here that says that the resonator with this echo equipped in the main slot gains spectral and basic attack bonuses. So this is a clear confirmation that Lynae will scale off basic attack damage. Having Sanwa as her easily accessible buffer makes hypercarry playstyles even better because you can double intro from Sanwa to Lynae to use the plunge attack from her forte circuit 2 times due to Sanwa's incredibly fast concerto energy and resonance energy regeneration, much similar to double anchor drops in brand Sanwa hypercarry team compositions. The third slot can be Showkeeper, Verena, or Spectral Rover for the Spectral Resistance Shred. More teams will be provided based on my test results, so be sure to look forward to her dedicated guide video. As for her weapons, Static Mist has you covered if you cannot afford her signature weapon, but the passive will be almost useless unless you're playing Lynae in a double DPS team composition depending on the type of buffs that she provides from her Ultra skill. All the limited 5-star pistols that we have in the game right now doesn't have any synergy with basic attack damage as her damage type, but Carlotta's signature should be your first priority in terms of damage as long as you can roll some attack substats to make up for the low base attack. Second priority will be Galbraith's signature weapon due to the well-balanced base attack and crit damage. The last priority should be Chacona's signature weapon. Percentage increase and decrease for all the 5-star weapons will be presented in Lynae's guide video. It's also worth mentioning that we're getting new standard weapons, so hopefully the passive on the pistol will have some kind of synergy with her kit design. And I highly recommend that you guys save your standard pulls for a chance to get a decent weapon that synergizes with Lynae in case you cannot afford her signature weapon. Now, based on everything that I've analyzed so far, here are my pull recommendations. There's a good chance that Lynae is made to have a complete synergy with not only Monnier, but with upcoming units whose kits are centered around the off-tune system, mainly as a buffer. So skipping her means that you're losing access to the only unit in the game that can apply Tune Rapture and Tune Strain shifting. This actually increases her pull value even more than Monnier because the devs confirmed that Monnier can react to Tuned Rapture and Tune Strain interfered to grant additional buffs to teammates or herself, giving us a fair idea that upcoming units whose kits are centered around the off-tune mechanic will either react to Tune Rapture interfered or Tune Strain interfered to do damage or provide buffing capabilities. And Lynae is the only character that can make that happen, so I don't recommend skipping Lynae if you fancy any of the 3.x characters that was drip marketed a few weeks ago. But as always, pull for units that you genuinely enjoy playing. I'm just here to make the decision a bit easier for you and to get an idea of what you should expect. That'll be all for my Lynae pre-release pull value breakdown. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to help support the channel. Our Discord link will be in the pinned comment if you're having any issues with the game, help with your build, or you just want a place to chill or hang out. We're also having a photo shoot event in the Discord, so be sure to hop in and see how you can participate to stand a chance of winning some Lynae subscriptions. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.